basically, what I want to do today is just talk about parent functions. These are the graphs that, going into this class, really you're kind of expected to know. So I'm kind of basing this on a review. I just want to make sure that you guys know what all these are and what they look like. These are the ones that if you see the equation, I would kind of expect that you know what the graph looks like. If you see the graph, you would know what the equation would look like. So we're just going to kind of run through these rather quickly. Like I said, this is going to be pretty short. So to start with, basic one, which we've already kind of worked with, would be linear. Parent function means, and sometimes I kind of go back between words, parent function or base function means as simple as you can get the function. So as simple as I can get the linear function would be y equals x. Now, we know that we can make that look a lot different because we've already talked about a lot of different ways we can look at that equation. But what we're looking at with a linear function would be something that looks like that. So line. And I'm going to do that because sometimes whenever we have, the function is called linear, but then the graph is called a line. Sometimes the graph and the function don't match in names. I already messed up a little bit. I missed one. So I'm going to back up a little bit and do one that should have come before that. And that's a constant function. Okay, a constant function is just where c is a number. And that just looks like horizontal line. That symbol kind of means c is in the real numbers or is value of the real numbers. I shouldn't just throw in symbols that I don't know if you guys have seen before. Sorry, my mistake. Okay, next one would be absolute value, which you guys should have done a lot of in Algebra 2. So anytime you see a function with the absolute value sign in it, you should know that the graph should look like a V. Square root of x. That's one that I don't know. It's not quite as, I don't know how familiar you are with that one. That one was one that was introduced to you probably just last year. Same with the next one. Cube root looks like square root, it just goes in both directions.
Does that have origin symmetry?
Yes. That would be one that has an example where it does not have x-axis symmetry, does not have y-axis symmetry, but it does have origin symmetry. Okay. Let's see, that was number 5, so number 6. Quadratic. And its graph has a special name, which is a parabola. Okay, cubic. So square roots and the quadratic are inverses of each other, which we haven't really talked about inverses, but just to bring that up. And a cubic and a cube root are inverses of each other. Okay, and then we have now, I don't know if I agree with what the book calls this. The book calls this a reciprocal function. I don't know. I think of more of it as a rational function. I forgot my y equals there. Let's put it over here. Y equals. Okay, now that's all we're going to do for notes, but I need to go over what I want you to do for homework because I'm entirely changing what you're going to do for homework. So let me show you what you're going to be doing for homework. Okay, for the first set of problems, well, for the first problem, you're going to follow the directions. The first problem is fine. For the second set of problems, so here, let me just give you an example of each one. So let's do it like this. So here's your assignment. Page 71. Number 3 is fine. Okay, then 9 through 27 odd. What I want you to do is this. So I'm going to do number 16 as an example. 16 looks like this. Okay, what I want you to do, so that's the way the problem works. What you're going to do is you're going to tell me that this is a quadratic function. And you're going to show me what the graph looks like. That's it. So I just want you to be able to identify that that's a quadratic and that the graph looks like a parabola or a U.
So we don't actually have to graph it.
Nope. Nope. It's going to tell you to graph it. I don't want specific graphs. I'm not worried about that. Because we're going to go through using transformations and everything to graph these in a later section. So I don't want you guys graphing it the hard way by plotting a whole bunch of points. That's useless. Okay, so that's the first part of the homework. Second part. Okay, and I'll do 56. '56 looks something like this. Okay, so what I want you to do is tell me that that is a reciprocal function. So the function looks something like y equals 1 over x. So all we're doing is identifying what they are. So like I said, your homework should go really quickly today. Really simple. Just want to make sure that you have these functions down so as we come along, in chapter 7 where we are working on something, we see an x squared, you guys have it down that these are parabolas.